All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Hope everybody is having a good day. As Bitcoin and crypto continues to appreciate in price and infiltrate the financial system, we're seeing more and more of countries taking a stance on what they or how they want to approach either Bitcoin and crypto as a problem or as something that they could embrace. And as you can see here, India has been working towards a Bitcoin ban. I believe they've had multiple bills that are going through their legal system, looking at banning it because they're very controlling about the rupee and their financial system. I mean, they've had a war on cash there for quite some time, where they only allow you. I think they got rid of $500 rupee bills, or I guess the equivalent of what $500 US would be, and you can only imagine that something like Bitcoin that allows you to move value in whatever amount you want would be kind of against what they're trying to accomplish. But at the same time, we have Russia looking at considering a bill to legalize Bitcoin and crypto trading. So two countries taking exactly opposite stances. But first, let's go into India here and see what all this fuss is about. Binance CEO CZ posted a tweet this week commenting on India's latest anti-Bitcoin bill, which seeks to dish out jail sentences to anybody caught holding cryptocurrencies. Jail sentences for crypto. The head of the world's largest centralized crypto exchange argued that the newly proposed changes to ban cryptocurrencies will only serve to make more people want it. Agreed. This has become increasingly evident over the last couple days as Bitcoin's spot price on Bitbin's platform, one of the few remaining Bitcoin exchanges in India, has been reportedly trading at around $11,120. This price is more than $500 higher than the average BTC price in other markets across the world and is currently $450 higher than Binance's BTC spot price. The substantial premium compared to the rest of the market highlights the overwhelming demand for Bitcoin in the country. Premiums aren't a strange occurrence for cryptocurrencies in general, and only last week a $160 Bitcoin premium was identified on a Hong Kong exchange, TideBit, as reported by Bitcoinist. But the situation in India is particularly peculiar given the government's increasing anti-crypto stance. With fewer avenues to purchase Bitcoin, the increasing scarcity and rising demand appear to be rocketing up in prices. So we have a chart here showing the rise in price in India. And I do believe in the Streisand effect. And when you sit there and tell somebody that they can't have something, they're just going to want it more, especially when they probably feel that there's nothing wrong with owning or trading the asset that they're being told that they cannot have. I mean, you can even say the same thing about things like drugs or anything that there's been a quote war on that's kind of impossible to tackle. But that's a whole other topic. Bitcoin continues to be the poster child for a real-life manifestation of the Streisand effect, where the more people that try to suppress it, the greater it grows. Despite numerous efforts from Indian lawmakers to restrict cryptocurrency adoption in the country, it appears the appeal of the top-ranked cryptocurrency hasn't stopped growing. This broadened appeal has even moved beyond retail speculation into mainstream institutional adoption. So what's causing the Indian BTC premium? But why would there be an increase in demand for Bitcoin in India? Well, the country's government has stepped up its capital control policies in a bid to protect the Indian rupee. However, with the country's rising debt profile and growing inflation, the exact opposite of the desired outcome in terms of INR stability seems to be the case, the Indian rupee stability. And like I said, they have been doing things like limiting the amount of cash that people are able to withdraw from banks, lowering the denomination of bills into smaller amounts. And they have been trying to move to a pure digital system that is controlled by the central entity known as their bank, their central bank, for quite a while. And obviously with something centralized like that, as we've seen, things like debt profiles can cause growing inflation because money printing happens and it gets out of control. Bitcoin, therefore, constitutes a haven currency for Indians to store wealth in case of the rupee losing value significantly. Indians do not have easy access to cryptocurrencies in general. The country's central bank banned commercial banks from facilitating transactions for the exchanges back in 2018, so platforms have no access to fiat. Despite a vigorous challenge instituted against the policy, the Supreme Court in India has yet to reach any verdict. Banks have even gone further to close down the accounts of customers engaged in cryptocurrency trading. Wow, with no law on the books, banks are closing down customers' accounts. That's kind of not different from what happens here with other things. The emerging digital crackdown even goes beyond Bitcoin, with reports of platforms like Telegram and Reddit being blocked in the country. Some banks have even reportedly ceased offering support for PayPal payments. And I could see, regarding PayPal, I could see maybe somebody sending a PayPal payment to somebody in an area of the world that that it has access to a crypto exchange and actually just buying it for them, and then moving that money to that wallet, to the wallet of the person that originally gave the PayPal payment to the other person. So I could see why they're doing that, but they're not going to be able to stop it. Again, it's the Streisand effect, and it's kind of a self-perpetuating cycle. Wrapping up here, India is even preparing to pass a law that completely bans all forms of cryptocurrency activity in the country. This new law will reportedly prohibit the trading, holding, and mining of cryptocurrency. I believe that'll be a first, because China only prohibits trading, doesn't prohibit holding, but you cannot trade it. Anyone caught in contravention of the law would face a 10-year prison sentence without a possibility of parole. Such a move would even place India above China in terms of anti-crypto regulations. Wow, 10-year prison sentence with no parole for moving a digital asset on the internet. That sounds insane. Projects like Facebook Libra might not be allowed to operate in India, given the country's banking laws, which prohibit banking networks from facilitating cryptocurrency transactions. Crypto stakeholders in India say the government's stance will only drive the industry underground. And as we see with the price premium, technically Venezuela isn't allowed to use cryptos either, I believe. They are having to use like local Bitcoins in order to move that money, move their value into Bitcoin. But as we see there, there's a price premium anytime there is a shock to supply and there's a high demand. So India has a lot of people, and a lot of people there probably want to use cryptocurrencies. So I don't believe that they're going to be able to stop it. These governments have to learn that it is censorship resistant for a reason, so that people can use it no matter what. But switching gears, now we have the other side, which is the Russian Ministry of Finance considering bill to legalize Bitcoin and crypto trading. So we can kind of get a glimpse into how the other governments that are kind of on the complete opposite side of the spectrum feel about Bitcoin and crypto. Russia's Ministry of Finance is reportedly considering whether it should add legislation to an upcoming bill on digital assets that would legalize cryptocurrency trading. According to a report from the Russian news service Interfax, Deputy Finance Minister Alexei Moiseev says the agency is open to allowing the sale and purchase of crypto assets, but a final decision has not yet been made. Quote, in terms of cryptocurrency, the last question that remains is, literally today, we had a meeting with the participation of both central banks and the FSB. In fact, we now have a question of determining how much cryptocurrency can be used. There is a range from prohibition to the possibility of purchase. It may become possible to buy and sell, but not pay with cryptocurrency. In theory, we should talk about the possibility of organizing all sorts of exchanges and sales of such currencies. Meanwhile, the Russian news agency TASS says the chairman of the State Duma Financial Market Committee, Anatoly Akskakov, sorry, I butchered that, says he doubts Facebook will be allowed to launch its digital asset Libra in the country. With regard to the use of Facebook cryptocurrency as a payment instrument in Russia, at this stage, my opinion is that in our country it will be banned, and that's pretty much a given. I don't see why they would allow a cryptocurrency created by an American company to spread in their country. I think they'd be much more open to these cryptocurrencies that have no central authority, like Bitcoin. They would rather have that spread in their country than something that is controlled by another country. While Russians may not be allowed to use the coin as means of payment, Akskakov says citizens may be allowed to buy Libra on foreign financial sites. So Russia seems to be a bit more open to the idea of, or they're probably a little bit more wise to the fact that there is no stopping this train. It is coming through. It is happening. A lot of these people in governments have been so used to control that the second that something comes through that they don't have any control over, they're a bit naive about the fact that they can actually stop it. So the more they fight it, as we're seeing in India, the more they fight something like Bitcoin and crypto, the more it's going to spread and the more popular it's going to get, aka the Streisand effect. And Russia here actually taking the opposite stance by embracing it, but maybe putting a bit of controls around using it as a currency to purchase things might be a better strategy towards making the best of this new digital asset world. So that's all I got for today. Please like, share, subscribe if you like the video, and have a good day. Thanks.